There we go. Lawrence, you ready? Can I add you? You let me know. You give me a thumbs up and I'll add you. Okay, there's Lawrence too. Hi, Lawrence.
What's up, buddy?
This is what happens when you don't start off. It is a dog and pony show. Everything falls apart, and I'm running around like a chicken with our heads cut off. So
I've been doing that the last like 10 minutes. My mouse just stopped working on my PC. My keyboard's not working for some reason. Like literally just as I was logging into the room, it just stopped moving and stopped working.
Well,
I've been fiddling stuff ever since.
I log in and I'm like, okay, it's 5 minutes of show and nobody's here. Oh, it's 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to wait a minute and then we're going to get things going and we're going to have a little fun. So welcome everyone to the Sunday Brunch Gimmick. I am Blair Pacheco. This is the incredible Lawrence. Lawrence, how has your weekend been besides your mouse not working?
Not too bad. It was a fairly chill weekend. Been doing chores. Watched some GCW this morning. I watched last night's show this morning. That was a fun show. Excited about the one today. And I watched a lot of playoff sports. I watched basketball and hockey.
I was watching some of in the afternoon, I watched some of the Timberwolves game because I love playoff basketball. And then I watched the Leafs crap the bed because that is what happens when the playoffs happen and the Leafs are in it. So great times.
It fills me with joy every year. You would think it would become less funny. No, never. In fact, it only gets funnier every year.
You know what? Do you stop it?
Just like I'm just filled with hate. Just a bitter man filled with hate, and like it just because I know if they win, like not just like Canadian sports news, but just Canada in general will become unbearable.
Oh,
because they will not shut the fuck up about it if they ever win.
Did I hear bitter man filled with hate?
Yes.
Yep.
Hi, friends. Thanks for the patience. I forgot how much I still had to unpack, to be honest with you, from heading down to Philly a couple of weeks ago. So I was sitting here for 3 minutes wondering why my microphone wasn't working. Wasn't plugged in. Didn't have a cable at the bottom of the mic. So that I have found, in my limited technical expertise. That is something that is not beneficial in order to having a microphone connected, is not having any source of power whatsoever. Hi, It's good to see you. I've missed you guys so much. I've missed streaming
Missed you
so
too.
much that I had to hop on Quizplex to yell at Mars last night or Thursday night. I'm all bunged up.
That's okay.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Anyways, were we critiquing the Toronto Maple Leafs?
We were.
Yeah, I mean it's not so much critique, it's just pointing out the obvious that they're absolute garbage, and that is what I've lived with for 20 plus years. So
You know what? I will say, I quite like watching the Maple Leafs. I think they're just a fun hockey team to watch. Personally, though, as an Oilers fan, I really don't think, even with its Calgary or Vancouver or any teams like that, I don't think there are two fan bases that seem to like hate each other more than the Oilers fans and the Leafs fans. Now, make of that what you will, but I personally believe that, and so because of that fact, I hate the Maple Leafs.
that's fair.
Let's go
Well, look,
Oilers! You're 2024 Stanley Cup champions. I put money on them at the start of November, guys. Real good time for Spence to be putting money on a hockey team. So
Hey,
both sets of fingies are crossed.
going into the playoffs, I've learned my lesson, and that is always bet for whoever plays against the Leafs, because if the Leafs win, great. If they lose, you just won money. So, hey, I'll take it.
How are you feeling about your Jets before we
I-
get into some wrestling talk here?
Truth be told, I do not like the Jets. I hate them along with 31 other teams because I hate the Leafs as well, even though they're my favorite team. So,
Fair enough.
I hope the Jets lose.
Fair enough. Well, good morning, friends. I always like my morning hockey talk. I will close her out with a big win last night for your Sherwood Park Crusaders. 2-0 up in our series against the Black Falls Bulldogs right now. So knock on wood in the best of ways. Certainly a benefit if we've got a game next Friday. Certainly a benefit if we don't have a game next Friday. You know what I mean? So here's to hoping. I'm real excited to potentially see what happens on that end of things. So before we get into the wrestling talk, hi Zach. It's good to see you, Stud.
Zach.
Good
I've
to see
missed you
all.
guys so much. It's nice to be meeting under these circumstances rather than how I met you there on Thursday night when you guys were ruining my time at the hotel bar.
Yeah, but I know I got you to pop when I played the thwomp sound effect.
Yes, you did. That is noted and appreciated. But we aren't just here to talk hockey on this podcast. We're here to podcast on this podcast. And that constitutes the latest in hashtag wrestling breakfast talk. Thank you. I'm throwing the hashtags. Of course, I want to start with TNA Rebellion. If you guys want to check out our Dynasty preview here on Love Wrestling, had a couple throughout the week. We did one there on a special edition of Between Two Beards, and then, of course, on Firmly AEW this morning. So I'm sure we'll touch on that a bit. But did any of you guys get the opportunity to tune into Rebellion? Because I've been playing catch up here throughout the evening and through the morning. And one hell of a show from what I've seen so far. So I'll leave it to you guys because I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't quite yet. But there's where I want to start.
Yeah, in that same league of not wanting to. Lawrence has left because
Lawrence has left so furiously. He doesn't want any spoilers until Montreal.
That's how much he did not like Rebellion. He just straight up left.
I
Sorry,
mean,
Zach.
I was going to speak with like soft spoiler talk. I was just going to be like, the swerve at the main event. Oh, okay, he's coming back.
He's in the main event tonight.
What?
He's in the main event tonight.
Is he? Pardon
Swerve.
me, just a second, guys. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, we'll see you. But yes, an excellent show. Lawrence, if you don't mind a little light spoilers on that end, I know we're all active on the Wrestling X machine, but not to be confused with Wrestling Society X. But that was good. I'm not often clever. But I really have enjoyed what I've seen of it so far. Of course, everything going around there on Twitter. Spoiler alert if you guys are trying to avoid. But of course, Broken Matt Hardy and Sami Callihan returning respectfully. I'm real excited for both. Selfishly, I just loved the Broken gimmick during its first run. I don't think it ever got better than it was with TNA / Impact at the time. So to sort of go back to the roots, I'm real excited. The pop for Matt Hardy last night was effing huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. And say what you will maybe about his run with All Elite Wrestling. I personally, I did not really enjoy a whole ton of it. Some of that by circumstance, some of that by booking. But, to see him back in really broken Matt Hardy's home promotion, where he'll get an opportunity to maybe be a little bit weirder than he had the capacity for on All Elite. 2 thumbs up. Psyched.
Yeah, I think that's the best case scenario for him, where he's going to be able to really tap into that creativity that he was privy to before, where AEW, WWE, they're going to want to run things their own way, where TNA is a little bit looser. You can come up with those ideas and really try to like hit on your strengths more than you can with a place like AEW, because his creativeness, I don't think anywhere bigger than, AEW, WWE, they really don't allow Matt to dive in as much as he can. So I think that's a perfect place for him. And I'm hyped with Mike Santana coming back. I think that's
great show.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for TNA.
Yeah, I'm real excited on that end of things. I thought it was very, very cool how they brought him in last night, with Steve Macklin being a part of that. I'm just a sucker for Steve Macklin, to be honest with you. But I really, really enjoyed the segment. Again, that's one of the matches that I've got to get down and watch. But from the segment itself, again, Mike Santana, nothing but talented, nothing but a great dude from all I've heard about him. So real excited to see where he sort of goes, because again, the last time he was there, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was very, very firmly LAX. There wasn't really a lot of a solo Mike Santana, right? Yeah. So to sort of see him get this real first run as a singles guy on television, again, he had the kind of cup of coffee there at the end with the feud or lack thereof with Ortiz, but very excited to see where he goes on this end of things, because again, guy's super talented. And I'm sure you can say this about every pro wrestler, whether they've got a contract or not, but like, that dude's got to be hungrier than he's ever been to be going out there putting on a show. So hell yeah, great shout there, Blair. 69 watchers, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's almost, if we did this yesterday, it'd be 69 on 420. Blazing.
Nice.
All the best.
But I'm happy Matt Hardy is like back in somewhere where he's got more creative freedom, and it's like it's where his character was best, like you mentioned before. Plus, he also mentioned on Twitter that although he hasn't signed with TNA, he's just there like on per appearance for now, which like he can still show up in AEW, still do independent, even if he was with TNA, he can still do independence. And like I was stoked to see Mike Santana, and I was very excited to see the other big announcement, which is Slammiversary right here in beautiful Montreal at the Verdun Auditorium, where they've got to give those the women's teams names, because it's just the Montreal.
I completely agree. That has been my one real critique of the PWHL is it's hard to not root for a team name.
Yeah. There's a reason people aren't chanting something at the Bell Center throughout the game. You've got to give them the name, because they're playing the Bell Center yesterday in front of 21,000 people, setting the record for a women's hockey game. And like, this league is taking off, and super exciting. But yes, the Montreal women's team plays out of the Verdun Auditorium, where TNA is coming, and I am very excited for that, because like, you've got the ability to potentially put Speedball in a massive match. You got PCO there. You could bring in, even for like one appearance, bring in Double Nacta team. Like, you've got that.
Yes, Lawrence. I love where your head's at on that.
Yeah. Or even like, somebody posted the jokey thing where the Kurt Angle told Kevin and Sammy to go to TNA. They're spacing in TNA for their tag division. I'm like,
I heard TNA is hiring.
Triple H should let them. Triple H should let them do one appearance of both of them in Montreal. That would just make me so goddamn happy. If like we get Speedball for one time, one night only, Sammy and Kevin all together again.
Man, I would really wish for that. Yeah. I do think, though, to be honest, if we're going to sidetrack here for a little bit, I think the first person, because for me, it's a matter of when, not if, especially after Jordan Grace and her appearance in the Royal Rumble, I think it's going to be Natalya. I would be somewhat surprised if it wasn't Natty at this point. Just again, you can only put so much stock into what's out there on the Twitter sphere and that sort of stuff. And Natty's very vocal on her end of things about promoting not just WWE, but wrestling as a whole. But the amount that Jordan Grace and Natty have gone back over the past couple of months since that appearance in the Rumble, I would be somewhat surprised if I was a betting man. I'm a betting man sometimes. I would put some money on Natty on that end of things, and that would be, again, just wild. You know, even a couple of minutes there when we were talking about Broken Matt, like everybody's saying, well, this means that he can't possibly go to WWE. Yeah, he certainly can. Mm-hmm. I think that if there's going to be anywhere else that he goes or signs or he's on a per appearance, you know, you never know what's going to happen here with ostensibly what's Bo Dallas's return. You know, there's a lot of room there. It's not as though Matt Hardy wasn't really, really closely tied with Bray Wyatt before he took off as well too. So it's pretty cool. And I know I keep going back to this point anytime I've hopped on a stream here in the last little bit, but it's wild to be talking even about these as realistic possibilities. Whereas even like 2-3 years ago, you know, we'd be telling each other, okay, that sounds cool, but get bent. It's never happening.
Yeah. Plus, Borash is with WWE still too, and he was a big part of those. He was a big part of the Matt Hardy verse before with his
Abyss is still there,
yeah. So that'd be a nice little to be able to see him do some stuff there as well.
Neat, Zach.
Yeah, buddy.
Any thoughts?
Like
you jumped in the middle of the conversation, so I'm just
thinking about.
I mean, in general, you know. I've had a good debate with Mars and Thickness. They stayed here after heading to PPW last night. Shout out to PPW over in Saskatchewan. Guess they had another great show out there last night in Saskatchewan, God's country. But I'm in the midst of a debate: rock or stick?
For under what pretense?
Rock or stick?
Stick.
See, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Yeah?
I would 100% disagree. You're entitled to your opinion, Zach, but I will defend to the death your right to have it. Anyways, any thoughts on, of course, last night's TNA Rebellion or Montreal?
Yeah, I'm very excited about TNA coming to Montreal. Again, Verdun's a great area. Great little borough in the city of Montreal, but like the notion of a wrestling pay-per-view going there is it merits a little chuckle out of me. Very enthusiastic about it, of course. I do intend to be there. Yeah, fun times. I don't know. Matt Hardy coming back to TNA. You guys already touched upon it. I'm a little I don't know. I'm a little uneasy about it. Like I think the broken character, like Lauren said, it does thrive in TNA. I'm just not sure how much more longevity they've gotten out of the character. I feel like it's I think I've seen everything I expect to see out of the broken Matt character. And with that, the delivery I've been keeping an eye on for the past few minutes has arrived. I will be back in a few seconds. Please feel free to tear apart thoughts on Matt Hardy till I return.
Is he getting a delivery of Matt Hardy, or is
I was
he
about to
getting
say that
Matt
Hardy is showing up at his house?
Oh,
no. Zach. It's broken Zach. He's gonna come back.
That
yes.
I've been waiting for a wig.
It is me, brother Zach.
Zach's going to come back dressed as a boat that can do magic. One I want to shout out last personal match of the night. This is probably going to go. I'm going to give her a quick rewatch, but that X Division matchup between Mustafa Ali and Jake something, that friggin' ruled. So if you got the opportunity, make sure you go out of your way to watch that. That would be Spencer's pick from last night's TNA. Why did I Rob Van Dam that one? We're a day too late for that.
I want to see more of that from you.
Spencer Davis Love. I was named after the Spencer Davis group, Steve Winwood's first band, and Davis Love, the golfer. So I've decided that if I ever have to use a working name, brother, it's going to be Davis Love the Fourth, just because it pops me, and that's really all that matters sometimes. The other shout out that I want to make, because shameless punk rock Rancid fans specifically, how goddamn cool was it to see Spitfire come out with Lars Fredrickson last night? I'm hoping there's more of that. Again, Lars, huge wrestling fan as well. If you've got the chance to check out the Wrestling Perspective podcast, I know they're doing some stuff with Fightful, but I believe you can also still check them out on all of your preferred podcast platforms, your triple Ps. So do so, because, man, it's just So damn cool. Loving the combo of Jody Threat and Danny Luna too. I always think, not a hot take really, but like when it comes to a women's division and specifically women's tag teams, I just think TNA and Impact have blown any other promotion out of the water. I think WWE's starting to at least put some weight on that as well too. But I mean, I think we've all got our critiques for the women's tag team championships in WWE, rightfully so in a lot of ways. I think that TNA's just hit them out of the park since they brought those titles back. I really do.
With that division, I mean, it's something that they worked on for a long time because they've had the tag titles since I think around 2010. And you're seeing.
I thought they just reactivated them though a couple of years ago.
They disappeared for a few years, I think, and they brought them back. And when you compare the initial run of it to what they're doing now, you can see the work they put in, and all the wrestlers involved have absolutely crushed it when it comes to the buildup of that division and the matches that have taken place. It is great to see as a wrestling fan.
Yeah, completely agree with you. What else do I have here on the list? If anybody else, of course, if you've got topics, questions, comments, concerns, you just want someone to yell at via text, I suppose, on a Sunday morning, hop in the comment section, throw us a like. We've got some exciting news coming up here about our pub crawl in Tirana. Money in the Drink coming up a little bit later on when Zach gets his fucking delivery. And we're going to be tuning in a little bit later on here to Alan Angels as he takes on the Thickness Reid Matthews from LPW 2020, 24 hours to go. While we're talking Love Pro Wrestling, make sure you pick up your tickets.
Talking shit about my delivery?
Yeah, a little bit. Make sure you pick up your tickets for our upcoming events here on Thursday and Friday of this friggin' week. LPW times CWS number 13, featuring, of course, Mars the Specialist's first defense of the CWS Championship of Salvation. And then, of course, on Friday night, LPW 25 Edmonton Calling, featuring the LPW debut of one Allie Catch. Stephen Crow taking her on. We've got a main event featuring a chain match between Lumberjack Larry Woods and Michael Richard Blaze. Zoe Sager takes on Rich King. Paralira defends the tag team championships, as though I haven't had to say that before, but I can't say it now. Takes on the team of 7, again featuring Jack Pride and Mars the Specialist. T.Y. Jackson. I'm going to remember this. I'm not Boris. T.Y. Jackson, Michael Allen, Richard Clark, Dean Richter, the Canadian Goose, and Eli Surge all vie for the Scramble Championship that T.Y. Jackson currently holds. And as announced last night on For Exposure and going on the socials tomorrow, Reid Matthews goes one-on-one with El Assassino. Limited tickets available. Pick them up before they're gone because, God damn it, they're always gone with Love Pro. Anyways, I think I bought you enough time. Hey, Zach?
What's the name of the event in May? Because I got the overlay. That's me throwing you one.
That rhymed unintentionally and exclusively for Patreons as of yesterday. And now exclusively for those of you tuned into the Brunch Gimmick, whether right now live here on Love Wrestling at CA on YouTube or whether you're tuning in a little bit later on in your day. Make sure you pick up your tickets for LPW 26, the Clothesline. Yes, we're finally doing it. We're finally paying tribute to NoFX. I know there's been a lot of requests. Ironically enough, and Zach, you wouldn't know. Well, none of you are in Edmonton, so none of you would know this. But yesterday was officially confirmed that NoFX will be in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, April and August 10th and 11th for their final performances here, featuring a ton of great bands, the Flatliners, Kenneth Lush Band, and the Descendants. My personal favorite punk rock band. So check that out. That is August 10th and 11th. And that is an unsponsored plug, but just very convenient to bring up because we finally get to pay tribute to NoFX. Real excited on that one. We've pitched how many shows on that end of things, Zach, and it's just never worked out until now.
Yeah.
And now it worked out great.
Yeah. Shout out to 7 for providing great imagery for the poster.
Mars is an airplane, you guys.
I was so happy with that.
I like looking at the concert dates and how it goes from Edmonton to Toronto, and I'm like, hey guys, just okay, thanks.
Are they going to Montreal?
I think they're doing Chandrapo or I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They're playing.
Yeah, they're playing Olympic Stadium.
What?
It says Olympic Stadium.
Oh, yeah, Olympic Stadium. That's right.
Wait, for real? Okay.
Yeah, the 24th and 25th of August.
It's part of the Pumpkin Drublick Fest, which if you guys have the opportunity, great craft beer, lots of activities, good times had by all. I'm told I have a lot of fun at those events. Anywho, one more that I wanted to touch on because admittedly, like I told you guys, actually shout out. I'll tell her this on Friday as well too, and tell the Sold Out Rec Room again. Shout out to my mom. Completed the Boston Marathon on Monday.
Yeah.
But because I was gone all week, I have not had the opportunity to catch up on it time. However, stop me if you've heard this from me before. The Bloodline, still appointment viewing, in my opinion. What they've been able to do with Solo Sikoa, just seamlessly transitioning into sort of the, I don't want to say tribal chief role. There is only one tribal chief. But what they've been able to do to transition him in, to bring in Tama Tonga in spite of the lack of a vignette, Zach, it's been...
Please don't.
You should
My
tweet
mentions
that,
are still
Zach.
going.
I'm a pot stirrer. I'm stirring the pot.
Have they shown the vignette for Tamatonga yet? How are we supposed to know?
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
I had to look his name up before this because they simply did not provide me a convenient 45-second to minute and a half promo package on the Smackers.
We may never find out who this man is.
I'll be honest. I'm still not even sure who Zach is. I've never gotten to know this whole time. I was bullshitting for years.
We've never had an introductory vignette for Zach on the site, and that's been the issue.
You got me. Yeah, Spencer, I totally agree. They've been killing it with the presentation of Tama. The destruction of Kevin Owens was brutal to watch, very uncomfortable. And again, like WWE, man, they're being smart. They're bringing back blood, but it's like they're making it mean something. And it very much
tasteful.
They're
bringing back blood tastefully.
Yeah, it very much meant something with Kevin Owens being crimson masked.
Mm-hmm.
Like legitimately at this point, I think WWE is like far and away doing the best storytelling. AEW is having the best like matches. It's just like if they could both put those together in either one of the promotions, it would be like perfect.
Nah, come on, man. I'm certainly to personal taste. Don't get me wrong, but like Sammy Gunther, that's right up there on my matches of the year as far as it goes. Like that's for true. All it was, there's bad overbooked and there's good overbooked. I personally, and I've watched it back since I was there, personally didn't really enjoy the tag team match there, main event, the first night of WrestleMania. That was the not so fun, overbooked in my opinion, but hot damn, that Sunday night main event, maybe not your traditional 5-star classic, but if that ain't on your like matches of the year list, I don't know how, to be honest. It was just such a blast. It was professional wrestling at its silly, goofy, overbooked best. So yeah, different strokes for different folks, man. I ain't here to yuck your yum, but man, I have really enjoyed the matches WWE's been putting on lately.
Yeah, but also like a massive shout out to Seth Rollins, who like the videos coming out now, just unbelievable. Like also to the production, to Roman Reigns, to everyone in the ring with him, who like the like to Drew McIntyre too, who all helped them through those matches. And him just gutting through, like especially like the production of the second main event of him, just taking the Superman punch was so smart. How they covered it up, like the fact he could not walk, and like it was rough. Like to do that solely for the fans and to not like take away a major match at WrestleMania is just like so commendable. And like I hope Seth Rollins has a speedy recovery because man, the video coming out now was rough to see.
Man, I thought, to be quite honest with you, when I watched back the match, and luckily enough, when we were sitting there in the press box on night 2, they had the commentary playing, which was like it worked great during the match. Trying to listen to a promo while that's going on when you've got like a 3-second delay, nightmare.
Yeah.
But like with the matches and that sort of stuff, the commentary was like lined up enough that it mattered. And I thought that they were like having issues with camera transitions or something like that, because like you said, you didn't really see any of Seth until he took the punch. That might be some of the smartest camera work they've ever done after seeing Seth Rollins even just trying to get into the ring there. Like you said, Zach, you got to commend the guy. Obviously, personally, take care of your health. But the fact that guy got in there, was able to do his job for like basically 3.5, 4 matches, like that he was involved in through all of the weekend. It's insane.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I've been saying like his whole run through WrestleMania, the build, he was like the absolute backbone of several storylines. He solidified his claim to be in like the top echelon when we talk about greatest of all time. Like he's in that conversation, largely in part from this weekend. And the fact that he did it with a torn meniscus is insane to me.
Yeah. You made actually a really great point, in my opinion, on Twitter. Calling him basically like this generation's Randy Savage. I know that others have made that. You just sort of reminded me on her. And I really don't think there's a more perfect comparison. He can really do everything at the top level. He wants to be goofy, he can be goofy. He wants to be the most serious badass out there, he can do that. Working face, working heel. Like he is one of this generation's greats. I really don't think there's been an argument for the last couple of years, but like you say, this locked that in.
Yeah.
I think.
I agree. I do agree.
Don't take my words as the official company position. Lawrence shot hard there on WWE earlier, so
I was just saying that, I did enjoy those matches, but not all the matches have been great. Like at WrestleMania.
I know. I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just doing a little tee-hee here on the Brunch Gimmick on Love Wrestling CA. Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to actually two things. Number one, shout out to Sheamus coming back. Too many limes. Rules. Just rules. Everything is great again. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. And just, I know it's coming up tonight. Again, I would highly encourage you guys, if you're tuned into this, stay tuned in as we tune in. Tune in as we tune in as we tune in. Redundancy is redundancy is redundancy. But stay locked here on Love Wrestling CA as we watch along with Alan Angels and the Thickness here on Love Wrestling CA. But stay tuned to this channel because we've got a great Firmly AEW preview of tonight's Dynasty event from this morning featuring JPJ and Handsome Drew. Shout out to both of them. But anything that anybody, let's maybe pick your match, your segment, your whatever that you're most looking forward to tonight. And Blair, just because you looked the most perplexed when I asked that question, I'm asking you first. I'm putting you on the spot.
Part of me wants to say the tag team ladder match, which I'm very excited for, but I am even more excited, I think, for Roddy Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. Seeing Kyle O'Reilly back in a pay-per-view, I mean, coming back from that injury, I love Kyle O'Reilly. I love Roderick Strong. And I think these two are going to go out and just have an incredible match. So I'm picking that one, but close behind is that tag match. And Pac and Okada, too. I mean, like, what a great lineup. There's going to be some fantastic wrestling tonight.
This is, on paper for me, like their strongest card they've had since maybe All In, to be honest with you.
And even All In, you didn't get a build. You just kind of got it all announced so close to the event itself.
Very fair. Very, very fair. I'm really, really excited for what they've done with this. For me, Pac Okada is right at the top of that list. I really think that Pac, again, not a hot take. We all know how talented the guy is, but like people have been sleeping on his return, and somewhat because of Okada signing and Ospreay and Mercedes Moné and all of that. Like Pac is just as good of an addition. Like, I know that he was already signed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a complete idiot in spite of popular rumor sometimes. But like him coming back is a huge boon for AEW in my opinion, because anytime he's been there, he's been presented as a star. Everybody knows how great he is. I don't know whether injuries or visas or the various times that he's been gone. It's just been crap timing because that guy's a star, in my opinion. He still is. I love me some Pac. That being said, too, I think that one of the stories they've been doing really, really well with is... you scared me. Hey, if you want, I've got it downloaded here so that we don't have to watch it with commercials.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can do that.
Better.
You're welcome. What can I say except... I'm real excited for that, but especially after the promo that Tony Storm cut there yesterday. I am so excited for Tony and Thunder Rosa. I think that, again, Tony Storm, stop me if you've heard this before. Tony Storm is, in my opinion, the best thing going in All Elite right now. And that's nothing against anyone else. That's everything for her. but she hasn't really cut a promo like that in a long time. A lot of them have had the elements of silliness and, you know, again, great performer, but for her to just dig down and again, that was a real needed promo in my personal opinion and knocked her out of the park. Toni Storm's still badass, you guys.
Yeah.
Again, that ain't freaking news to anybody, but yeah, that gave it that little bit extra that I think I needed. And then how can we not say Danielson Ospreay? Like, let's just get real.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Jericho and Hook.
I'm excited to see Hook.
Yeah.
You put her perfectly, and I'll just leave her at that.
Yeah. To add on to that one, the one I'm looking forward to tonight is Swerve and Joe. I think the writing's on the wall. I think they're going to put the title on Swerve, and rightfully so. But that also means we're kind of like getting a distilled run of what Samoa Joe could have been as champion. So I think we're going to get a heavy-hitting super monster to make Swerve Strickland earn the AEW World title tonight. And I think it's going to be hell of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawrence?
Yeah. Danielson Ospreay. I feel like Ospreay, especially if anything, his promo has done anything what Triple H said, like without mentioning him, it's gonna fuel him a lot. Like he's always gonna he's gonna put on a banger no matter what. But like he's got that extra juice behind him too, like. That like somebody, the head of like the other major company, said he doesn't want to work hard, ostensibly, and he clearly wants to prove something. And against somebody like Danielson, who's one of the best in the world, like two of the best in the world, how you're not gonna
Shane McMahon is all elite.
Yeah.
Here comes the money.
Did he just fire himself? Okay.
In the world, Shane O'Mac. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Come and knock on the door. No, that's not the Brady
Before
Bunch.
the,
That's Three's Company. Sorry.
No, all good.
This was
I see
looking
you
very
have
Brady
the
Bunch.
match queued up. Do we want to announce big things in Toronto first?
I don't know, Zach. Do you want to?
Yeah, I would like to. But again, shout out to you. You're the one who put this like finishing touch on
It's a team effort.
on the
You know what? We'll call it a team effort.
team effort. Absolutely. As you might know, the Love Wrestling team is going to be in Toronto for Money in the Bank, and we're going to bring you on a pub crawl. We're going to have bus transportation from spot to spot, and it's going to take us all the way to the Scotiabank Arena for Money in the Drink. And what's a good pub crawl without a guest co-host? So you saw her last night at TNA Rebellion defending the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Jody Threat will be joining us on this pub crawl. If you want more information, please join the mailing list. Email me at zach@lovewrestling.ca. Subject drank. I will email you a lot of information this coming Tuesday, including the link, and then that link for tickets will go public the next day. So once again, zach@lovewrestling.ca, get on the mailing list, and we'll get you that link, and we'll be partying with Jody Threat in Toronto. I'm going to be there. Spencer's going to be there. Lawrence is going to be there. Even JPJ is going to be there. We're going to have so much fun, friends.
I'm real excited. I hear, you know, I'm not normally a scoopster, but here's a little scoop for you guys that I personally sourced myself. However, I'll never reveal my sources. Jody Threat, hell of a drinking buddy. I have heard that. I have been told that from my very reliable source.
There's chatter about it.
Yes,
There's chatter.
it is on the airwaves.
To come into Toronto. And
You know what? I would love to. I just can't afford it. After booking that, because I'm going down to San Francisco in August for a weekend.
Be sure to wear some flowers in your hair.
I will. I'll tuck them behind my ears.
Aw.
I'm going down for West Coast Pros Queen of the Indies, so that's gonna take some funds for that. So just probably not going to work out, unfortunately.
We'll sneak in a suitcase. I can pick you up. I can pick you up when I'm with NoFX, and we definitely go through Winnipeg.
It would help if we had an airport.
Yeah, that's the tough part. That's why no one wants to play Winnie in the playoffs. Is that bus ride is hell. Anyways, let's get to some pro wrestling, like I mentioned there. like I'm yelling at you right now, your opening contest was scheduled for one fall. However, your opening contest was between the Thickness Reid Matthews and Alan Angels. Of course, Alan Angels, you've seen him on All Elite Wrestling, but more recently, you've seen the front man on both TNA programming and then tearing it up to the United States with Prestige Wrestling, with a number of the prominent promotions down there. And thankfully, Love Pro Wrestling. This was Alan Angel's debut match with us, and what a way to kick off our second anniversary event. So let's tune in. As always, if you're in the chat, let us know if the volume's too loud, too quiet, anything like that. Because obviously we want to highlight the excellent commentary between Big Bad Boris, Dash in the Park, and Veda Scott.
What a team.
Look at referee Stuart Garvey.
So much hate for Stuart Garvey.
A lot of hate for Stuart Garvey.
Just doing his job.
Wow.
Very excited. Another scoop that I can provide here on Love Wrestling's The Brunch Gimmick. I can confirm that PWA Hall of Famer Mike the Fitzpatrick will be returning to Love Pro Wrestling this month. He missed the window.
On IWTV for LPW 24.
Was he not at the last event?
He was not at the last event. Ophelia, good to see you. I know you're saying Stu.
LPW
I'm saying Stu Earns.
24 hours to go is here, and this is going to be anything
Also,
but sedan.
I have a scoop. There is a
Oh, hold on. I'm going to turn it down a little bit here.
There is another member of Love Wrestling joining us in Toronto, JPJ, letting us know he's going to be coming down to Toronto with us. It's going to be
JPJ is all
Drank.
Toronto.
Hell yeah. I did mention him, didn't I?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
That's okay. I'm happy to give Lawrence a scoop.
Yeah.
It's like when we do interviews, and then other people.
It's always good to mention JPJ twice. That's our selling point. We should be driving that
But if we
home.
say him if we say it 3 times, he'll appear.
Excellent. We've just turned him into Beetlejuice.
Huge shout out as well to Reid Matthews with some brand new entrance music. His gear over the last couple of months has it's always looked good, but really hit another level. Like, I really think that Reid, he's always been great. I think I'm speaking for the 4 of us. We're 100% aligned in that opinion. But Reid's going to level up this year in a big, big way. Because this match, spoiler alert for all of you guys tuned in, this match rules. I really enjoyed this. Ripperoo.
It's a good distance, too.
Mhm.
Big jump. Big jump from a big boy.
I'm particularly fond of the jacket.
Time has come.
Yeah. Reid rules.
Yeah. Former Quizplex champion to boot.
Unfortunately, unable to reclaim it there on Thursday night. Oh, wait, that's Mars.
And if you didn't catch the Quizplex, it was a shocking victory, and we will be posting the social media asset for that soon. And I think that's going to be a surprise to the winner himself.
Yeah, I'm real excited for that graphic to go out. To be honest with you, I'm looking forward to it.
Right now, I'm just tweeting the big announcement we just made about the pub crawl.
Zach's
Get
doing a
that
tweet.
out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna retweet it before you put it in the Slack channel.
Aha! I'll let you know when it's up.
I think I've got your tweet alerts turned on.
Okay. Well,
That's how I knew that you were totally being unsarcastic when you were talking about needing a vignette.
Just ask him, he'll tell you all about it.
indeed, Ophelia, part of the Chaos Twins, alongside Ryan, drastically affecting the outcome of Quizplex.
I'm thrilled. Every month I think to myself, well, how is this possibly going to get sillier? And then it does. I've stopped not expecting it. I am always interested to see how.
Talk about that scramble. Honestly, Boris, we say it month after month. This is the biggest stack scramble yet, and here we are saying it again.
Jesse V making his debut in that match. A little labor right now. Reid Matthews taking control of Angel's left arm, trying to grind him down to the canvas, putting the bad mouth on him.
The reason I was late this morning is I was still brewing coffee. I went for a good run this morning, but I also, and good for me for my integrity, but I was short of my goal distance, so I had to run around the block a little longer because I was slower this morning because I'm tired. I'm a tired boy.
Sleepy boy.
I am a sleepy boy. I get no sympathy. That was good. That made me laugh. I am going to the Alberta/Edmonton tattoo convention later on today. So that's the plan. And then I will be in bed watching Bluey with Rip by about 7 p.m., I would hazard a guess.
Are you going to get some ink? Some new ink?
You know what? I would say likely, just based on the fact that I'm certain there's going to be either people I know there that I really like or just some art that I really like. So, well, we'll see. I don't have myself particularly set on it, but I've got a pretty easy arm to twist, to be honest.
Get Zach's face on you.
No. You know what I would prefer not to do? That thing.
Come on, I'll buy
Love
you a
you,
drink.
Zach.
20 likes, and it'll get Zach's face set. Come on, smash that like button right now. It's legally obliged.
So I'm real glad that there have been a couple of tattoos that I've thought about getting that I haven't over the last few years, and very happy with that. I was going to get my first wrestling tattoo was going to be a cane mask, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you what. I couldn't be happier than a pig in shit that I didn't get that.
Jeez.
It was a cane mask, and underneath it said "right about everything."
No, it just said
You will
right.
never be wrong.
Yeah, very glad I didn't get that one. But we'll see. I do want to kind of get another Pokemon tattoo. I do like Pokemon. I might get a Boston tattoo after running Boston myself, the Boston 5K. But after running Boston myself, as my brother so astutely put, there were 30,000 runners for the Boston Marathon, but only 10,000 for the 5K. So I'm actually part of a more exclusive club. I'm just kidding. I am not in shape, and I could not do a marathon. Please read my sarcastic comments and the sarcasm they have.
Dude, sarcasm is dangerous. You don't want to play with that dragon.
Hey, I never committed to not being. Oh, Alan Angels just boots someone there, and they popped for it. This is why I love wrestling.
Yes, this is Love Wrestling.
And as Joey Styles, nicely done. As Joey Styles and, of course, Big Bad Boris have so astutely put before, the fecal chants.
I remember one time a crowd was chanting "Holy smokes" in LPW, and I wish that had caught on.
If we ran a show yesterday, I bet you it would have.
Smoke them if you
That's
got
just
them.
funny timing. Oh my goodness, the amount of shows yesterday that were like when the smoke clears or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
when the rubber hits the road. Root down. I'm not Bret Hart. I'm not Bret Hart, even though I did his voice. Frustrated isn't even the goddamn word for it.
And this is where Reid Matthews has the advantage in a match like this. It is that pure strength. It's that power.
I'm excited to see Reid and El Assassino go at it. Those two are just going to beat the tar out of each other.
I really enjoyed you guys. I always do, but I really enjoyed your preview of the show yesterday because, like you said, this is just two pissed off dudes who want to hit other dudes. I'm real excited for this one. I think that it's gonna, Boris put it really well last night. I think when he said that it was like it's a really gritty card. Like you're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna go out there with the sole intent of. With the two intents, I really pride ourselves on the fact that people want to win matches, as silly as that sounds. But it's a lot of people who are going to go out there and just want to beat the ever-loving tar out of their opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ali Catch and Stephen Crow is a match I'm real excited for. They're going to go out there and Ali's a great professional wrestler, but when she just wants to kick your ass, she can really just kick your ass. And I think Stephen Crow's a lot in the same boat there too.
Mm-hmm.
Our first ever chain match in LPW history, it's going to be something different.
you see him now picking his
Now, can I ask for some clarification on that? Is that going to be like wrist to wrist?
Wrist to wrist, yes.
This shows a lot.
That'd be your traditional chain match. Dog collar
Gotcha.
match would be a different story.
Gotcha. Yes, yes. I always conflate the two. Thank you.
Unless their necks are skinny, but why would I want to be a pitiful pencil neck geek like you? Haha! I'm getting better at that. I also may have just lost my voice, though, but two things can be true at once.
We've seen this before.
He was looking for that seismic toss.
Oh,
All right. I have tweeted about Money in the Drink, but from LW.
Half and half dumped him on his head.
I have tweeted my displeasure.
Crowd's starting to get behind Alan Angels here.
Yeah, he's feeding off.
I'm sorry.
Angels has an opening, but you can see he has to use
No, that
the
was good.
ropes
That was
to
good.
pull himself back up to his feet. Blocks the shot and connects.
Able to block the rights and fire back with the lefts of his own.
Neither one of these competitors holding anything back here.
I did
Both
it.
willing to leave it all
I
out
got
the
there
ring
before you
tonight.
put it in the Slack.
Angels takes down Matthews.
Yeah, beautiful arm drag there, springing off that middle rope.
I had to leave you that courtesy at least.
Into the corner.
Thank you. I'm
By thickness to be
it's very cool for me. In some ways, it's kind of funny with like
Leaping into
Alan Angels and then of course like Travis and Judas Icarus. I think they're three of the best bad guys like in wrestling right now. But it's very cool to see them working like this because you don't see a lot of this sort of stuff. And even Angel said this himself. Like he's busting out a lot of stuff he hasn't done in years here, which is rad
Angels not
Mhm.
done.
and a neat little
He's
moonsault.
He really is catching fire, is Alan Angels right now. Like he's
Yep.
And this truly
Rightfully so. That's your prestige
Yep.
world champion.
this match so
Yeah.
far.
Like,
Quickness
Yeah.
of Alan Angels against the sheer
yeah,
Love that
can't put her
for him.
any better than just rightfully so. And
Yeah.
again, another guy who bet on himself because
Mhm.
easy's not the right word. And I obviously take this with a grain of salt. I don't wrestle. But I would like to think it'd be easier, I guess is the better way to put it, you know, to re-sign with an all elite. He's obviously talented enough. He was doing great things on TV as part of the Dark Order. Like it would have been fairly easy to get comfortable with that sort of stuff. He's
Oh, yeah.
another guy that went out, he bet on himself. He completely changed who he was on the independents when he first got there. And again, blowing up for all the right reasons.
And it can't help but think that even working with Judas and Trav down in Prestige, like I'm sure that sparked some more, creativity, some more enjoyment for him as well.
Yeah. Judas and Travis, man, and I've said this about a few people, but like it's
That's it.
they're another pair of people that like if you've got the opportunity to have them on your roster or have them in your locker room, like do it as often as you can because I'm certain that it's going to be like limited time. Those guys are too good at what they do, and they're too good. Well, three good if we're gonna obviously include Alan Angels in that. Three great human beings.
Alan Angels kicking out.
You called it, Veda. The crowd stunned in silence.
And I think maybe just out of frustration now, just raining
Thickness
down.
hammering away.
Or out of violence.
Rip's just like protecting the house.
Really has to change the game plan here.
He's on
I know
guard.
he thought that was it, but
Everybody asks who's a good boy, but not how's the good boy.
Reid putting the
Or when is good boy.
front man backed into the corner.
I'm not gonna just go here and go through the 5 W's with you, Zach.
hoisting Angels up the top rope.
Come on.
Why is good boy?
To the chest of the front man.
Whom?
Legs repositioned
Whomstov.
outside. Looks like Reid's
Whomstov.
Whomst of a good boy.
Doth thou be good?
This can't end well for anybody.
Reid Matthews
Oh,
looking
fuck.
for the ride. Angels slipping off that middle rope.
Angels really just doing whatever he can
Maybe
to fight this.
Out of desperation,
Welcome to our
you could
wrestling
say the
stream.
same thing,
You can
Veda.
call it that because we watch
Thought
wrestling.
that superplex
Yep.
of Reid Matthews.
Sometimes we don't necessarily talk about it.
Low and now. Big forearm. Reid hanging
Oh.
on by the skin of his fingernails.
Forearm so big, it's a 5 arm.
That time.
Matthews
There you go. That's a free one for you, Blair.
I appreciate that.
Big frog splash.
It took me a
Front
second
man
to
heavens is
process it,
gonna be
hence my lack of reaction.
Oh,
I was like,
It was
4 or
just
5.
too.
Oh.
It was just too good.
immediately with the
was good.
submission cinched
Also, talking about people who bet on themselves on the Indies, Mason Mansour taking their time out of their schedule to fly to Uganda
Yes.
and then raise money for them and help them bring to the ring to Uganda. Just so admirable, and like it was an amazing moment to see that pop up on YouTube or on Twitter.
I'm voting SGW as my promotion of the year.
Yeah.
Like 100%. SEMA was out there a couple of weeks ago as well, too.
That took a lot out of him as well.
Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable.
Yeah. Like, if you haven't checked it out, check out SGW's Twitter. Both Mason Mansour showing up. And, like, they're doing this out of their own pocket. They flew out for a week. They are helping raising money. There's the, you can buy the t-shirt, which is helping them raise money on For You Wear.
And those are our Quizplex tag team champions, if I may add as well, too.
I'm excited for when Suzuki shows up there.
Honestly, Zach, we should submit Quizplex to Cage Match.
I think we should. We've got tag team championships now.
Yeah, we've got 2 belts, or two sets of belts.
Yeah.
I think we can do it. And I don't think anybody's gonna bat an eye when they're just gonna go through the results and be like, these guys do a lot of triple threats. Nice little 1-match cards.
Love wrestling Quizplex.
I just want someone to dive into the lineage of the championship just to see how far it spreads.
Oh, jeez.
We've got long-term
I mean-
storytelling on Quizplex. I just will go to bat. We're a better booked quiz show than some pro wrestling promotions. Like, let's get real here.
Most episodes have lore.
Yeah, we've had to do, I've had to tell Zach to do lore videos for some of these. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We're properly produced. Love Pro Wrestling's Wink Yahoo and the Punisher. There you go.
I love that. I really need to get a Wink Yahoo shirt. I'm starting to get like good hair for it though. I could probably get a nice little pompadour going.
You just got to start taking the mannerisms. Like, we need slime. That's what we're going to need. When we start to send out the emails for all of our contestants, we'll be like, hey guys, so we need you to bring a whiteboard, a pen or pencil, 3 to 4 small buckets of slime.
And you must douse yourself.
Yes, please note, if we ever do another edition of Live Quizplex, there's going to be a sliming.
Oh, dude. Absolutely.
Zach, with your hair like that, it's giving big Mark Hoppus vibes.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Nobody gets up from down with the thickness.
Hello there.
Hello there!
Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
I cannot sleep.
Stop, we're going to get DMCA. We're going to get DMCA. Doghouse, Lawrence. Go to the doghouse.
I miss you.
Where are you? Don't waste your time. I can help it. We already got there. I'm going to explode.
This is belonging. And that is winning.
Undefeated
See, we tied it
streak
back
of
to
Reid
wrestling.
Matthews.
I'm stunned.
No, you're Dash.
A successful LPW debut for the
Good job, me.
Alan Angels.
I was on my game.
Matthews put up a hell of a fight.
Right?
Alan Angels.
Yeah.
Someone validate me.
Yeah.
He earned it.
Fucking crushed it.
Fantastic opening contest at 24-20. Whatever the hell this show's called.
2020.
24 hours to go. Sing it. Most of the times you can sing our stuff. Because branding, you see.
You might want to look behind you there, Alan.
Hang on a second.
Whoa. Whoa.
One of these. I'm going to give you one of these.
He's going to give you a knuckle sandwich.
Showing
Yeah.
no fear. Hesitation. Something else we also
My
haven't
goodness.
seen out of Reid Matthews, Boris.
His thickness
Well, he's right showing his hand.
turning baby faced.
Matthews extending perhaps a show of respect.
I mean, he's just showing respect to the first guy to beat him.
None shown back. What?
Oh.
Respect earned tonight.
Hug it out.
Contest at LP.
Natural closer.
Hell yeah.
Different side of Reid Matthews.
If you would like to tune in to Alan Angels versus Reid Matthews one more time with full commentary and not me making myself laugh. You can tune into that right here on youtube.com/lovewrestlingca. But you can find us pretty well anywhere podcasts are played, videos reviewed, or audio is created, or awesome content, I should say, is created by awesome people at Love Wrestling CA. We're on Threads, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on X, we're on Facebook, we're on Nexopia. Hell, if there's another new one, we'll probably sign up for an account and then never use it. Shout out to Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mammoth. All right.
I've got like 3,000 invite codes to get out to everybody. They don't even do that
it's public
anymore.
now.
Yeah.
It's public now. Things have changed.
This wild world of social media is ever changing, but in the ever changing landscape of social media, Lawrence,
Yo!
where can people find you?
They can find me at KurtSayNDG on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. This week I'll be back streaming some more WWE 2K24. I'm going to be starting my rise with I'm probably going to see if I could find Ben Ortman's on this created characters or Speedball, like one of our friends I'm going to use to burn through that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Blair.
Hi.
They can find you in a couple of places, whether it's commentating, whether it's podcasting, but I'm not here to sell you. You're here to sell you.
Well,
Where can the people find you?
okay, you can find me up on all social media, Graymaker Wrestling Podcast. You can find me up on all podcast streaming platforms with the same name. You can find me every Saturday here on the Love Wrestling YouTube. We're doing For Exposure with my good friend Pluggo as we take a look at the world of independent wrestling. And if you're in Winnipeg next weekend, you can see me at WPW Fight at the Museum, where I'll be doing commentary for that show. And it is going to be an absolute banger, and I cannot wait.
Zachariah Ralphus.
Yes, sir.
Other than
yes,
getting flamed on Twitter, where could the people find you?
As mentioned on Twitter, Smarkmouth. On Instagram, smark.mouth. You can catch me this coming Saturday. We're going to do Blowing Off stream here on, well, not here because it's YouTube, but over on our Twitch channel. So be sure to follow and subscribe over there too. Of course, as mentioned, you want to be part of Money in the Drink. You're going to be in Toronto for Money in the Bank. Join our pub crawl. Do so by sending me an email, zach@lovewrestling.ca. Tickets will be sent in that mailing list on Tuesday, and that link goes public on Wednesday. As mentioned, Jody Thread is our special guest co-host, so tickets are going to fly. Be part of this. Get a ticket. Get on the bus with us.
It's like the Venga.
Put that on a shirt. Keep that. Get on the bus with us. There we go. I like that. That's going to be a nice little tagline. And as I mentioned off the hop of the show, but I'm always going to mention to close them out. This Thursday and Friday, Love Pro Wrestling returns to the Rec Room, South Edmonton Common. LPW CWS takes place on Thursday, August 25th. Come check out the first ever title defense from Mars, the specialist in Love Pro Wrestling. And then this Friday, we've got LPW 25 Edmonton Calling, featuring the LPW debut of Ali Catch, a chain match between MRB and Lumberjack Larry Woods. Zoe Sager versus Rich King. T.Y. Jackson defends the Scramble Championship. You want to find more? You got to follow us elsewhere, friends. But you got to pick up your tickets before they're gone for all of our upcoming events at Tixr, TIXR.com/Love Wrestling. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the Brunch Gimmick. It is always appreciated, whether you're tuned in live, whether you're tuning in a little bit later on. There's a ton of wrestling content out there, and the fact that you're taking some time for us, coming and supporting, well, our love of professional wrestling means a whole heck of a dang lot. Zach, we'll worry about a calendar for next week. Follow us on Twitter if you want that shit. And until then, friends, in the meantime, in the in-between time, we'll see you next time.